462-9128, option 1, or visit salemu.edu to see if you are eligible for our partnerships offering tuition scholarships.
Did you take your medications this morning? Apothecare Pharmacy now offers ApothePacks. All your medications come in pre-sorted packs organized by the date and time you take them. From seniors to caregivers to parents whose children take medications at school to travelers, ApothePacks helps people know when and how to take their medicines. It's free to make the switch from bottles. Call us at 724-437-7801. That's 724-437-7801 to get started with ApothePacks. Ask us about free delivery.
Warm weather is finally here, and with it, the opportunity to upgrade your lawn or yard with a new fence from All Around Fence Company. Conveniently located at 7896 National Pike, Uniontown, All Around Fence has been installing quality residential, commercial, and farm fencing for more than 45 years. Offering residential fencing including chain link, decorative aluminum, steel, and more, All Around Fence has a fence for you. All Around Fence is also your one-stop shop for Nutrina products and carries livestock, equine, and pet supplies too. So whether you need to upgrade an existing fence, add a new gate, or are looking to install an all-new fence, All Around Fence has the answers for you. Visit them Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. or give them a call at 724-439-0331. To learn more, visit allaroundfence.com.
Voted best in Fayette for tires, Tireman's Auto Garage has the cheapest prices in town on new and used tires. They are also top automotive specialists at Tireman's for any car, any repair, offering diagnostic service, alignments, oil changes, state inspections, batteries, brakes, and rotors, detailing, and more. The Fayette County Fair is here. School will soon be starting, and before you know it, cold weather and snow. Be ready and be safe with new tires from Tireman's Auto Garage. You'll find the lowest prices in town and ACIMA and Snap Leasing available. If you've been past Tireman's Auto Garage recently, you've seen the golf carts. The Fayette Fair will be using these carts to shuttle people into and around the fairgrounds. Tireman's has a variety of 2-, 4-, and 6-seater golf carts, gas or electric, available for purchase with financing available. Interested in renting a golf cart? Call Tireman's and ask about rentals. Tireman's Auto Garage on Mill Street in Uniontown. Phone 724-425-9606.
When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect gift. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm Agent Nate Ferguson is here in Uniontown to help you select the right protection at the right price. Nate will make sure you understand your coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. With State Farm Agent Nate Ferguson, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call Nate when you want the real deal.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of John Marietta and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Fayette County Recorder of Deeds Office or Fayette County government. This program is privately produced and funded, and no county resources are used for its production or promotion.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I ain't nothing but a simple man. They call me a redneck, I reckon that I am, but this thing's going on, make me mad down to the core. I have to work like a dog to make ends meet. There's crooked politicians and crime in the street, and I'm madder than hell, and I ain't gonna take it no more. We tell our kids to just say no, and then some panty-waist judge lets a drug dealer go. He slaps him on the wrist and he turns it back.
Hey everybody, this is John Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly, and today's show is being brought to you by Miles's Garage and Tire Center, Mung's Auto Body, Fayette County Recovery Storage and U-Haul, JB Market in Dunbar, Country Motor Sales, Gunslingers in Connellsville, Tactical Civics, Solid Foundation Ministry, New Life Free Methodist Church, Highline Motorsports, Gun Owners of America, Hillbilly Jon Radio, John Marietta for We the People, Thundering Hills Feed and Supply, the Ink Spot in South Connellsville, and the Fayette County MAGA Patriots. I tell you what, I'm just going to get right to it here today. I'll tell you what. We said it already, we'll say it again. When the Lord says, proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof. That's Leviticus 25:10. He wasn't talking about whispering. He meant crank it up so every red-blooded American hears it from the hills of Fayette County to the halls of Congress. And let me tell you, on October 25th, we're going to do just that. It's called Freedom Rocks Fayette, and it's hitting the State Theater in Uniontown like a thundering storm of truth, music, and MAGA spirit leading this charge. None other than Ira Dean, the country outlaw you know from Trick Pony and his firebrand anthem, What Would Charlie Daniels Do? But hold on to your hats, because we're kicking it off the night before, Friday, October the 24th, with the Outlaw Pre-Party. That's right, Firelight, Freedom, Firelight, Freedom Talk, and maybe even a few unplugged tunes from the man himself. It's the kind of gathering you don't get from the political class. This one's for we the people. And I'm going to say that again. This one is for we the people. Now listen close. The segment right here is sponsored by the MAGA Conservatives of Pennsylvania Pact. And I got to be clear for all the rural readers out there. This segment is not affiliated with my campaign or the Fayette County Recorder of Deeds office. According to the Pennsylvania law, PACs and campaigns don't coordinate, and we don't either. I may be endorsed, but I ain't collaborating. This is their event, their time, and the First Amendment right. Now, if you believe in freedom, faith, the Constitution, and good country music, that still sounds like country music. Well, friend, we'll see you all at Freedom Rocks Fayette on October 25th, and maybe we'll toast to liberty on the 24th too. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I'm out to fair all week, and probably from like 4 o'clock ish till 9 or 9:30 every day. But I have the man himself on the line with me. I have Ira Dean. Are you with me?
Yeah, I sure am, John. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Hey, am I allowed to ask you where you're located at right now?
I am a few hours outside of Seattle by the tour buses. I'm in a parking lot looking at two beautiful American flags flying in the wind. We're heading to Seattle tomorrow, playing with Morgan Wallen. I'm out with Brooks and Dunn right now, so we just laid up here at the hotel to get showers.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I could read a biography, but I want to let's do. I'll let you do the timeline. We want to start back like 1990? Is that about right?
Not that far back, but we can go as far back as you want.
Well, start whenever you want to, and let's go forward. How's that?
Okay. Where you want to start? What band?
Let's start with Trick Pony. How's that?
Trick Pony. Let's start at 1999, 2000. Let's start there.
Okay.
I was one of the founding members of the group Trick Pony, and me and Keith and Heidi put that band together and had a big song called Poor Me come out, and we won the ACM New Group of the Year in 2001, won the American Music Awards Country Group of the Year in 2003, nominated for a Grammy in 2003, and the rest is history. Went on to write big songs, play on other people's records. I've recorded with everybody from Johnny Cash, Waylon, Chris Christopherson, Willie Nelson, Blake Shelton, Jamie Johnson. Had a great studio career, wrote songs for Montgomery Gentry, had a number one with Montgomery Gentry, One in Every Crowd. Had a number one with Aaron Lewis, Am I the Only One? Written songs for I don't know how many artists. And then finally got me co-produced Aaron Lewis's last two albums. And then did my own project. Came out of retirement and did an album and had everybody on that album. It's called I Got Roads is the album. It's got everybody on there that I always wanted to record with, that changed my musical compass, that I never got to record with, like Ronnie Dunn, Vince Gill, John Osborne, Steve Ferroni from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Gary Allen, Gretchen Wilson, and, of course, the Motor City Madman, Ted Nugent.
And Ted is the madman. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, I love him. I love them.
Yeah, but anyways, I just can't think. Well, when I listen to you and Ted, it just amazes me, and it just does. I think this is great. The one song that I really like that you do is about a Sunday morning. Is that? Do I have the right title?
Something about a Sunday.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That was off a previous album. Yeah, I wrote that with a guy named Josh Thompson a while back, and everybody knows that I've struggled with alcoholism from an early age, and finally got sober thanks to Charlie Daniels. I did a show with Charlie, and Charlie pointed out that maybe whiskey was getting its claws in me, maybe the whiskey was drinking me, and he actually prayed for me right then and there, and prayed for my strength and sobriety, and it took place. And years later, I got to do a show with Charlie, and he saw me, and I had been sober a while, and I walked off stage, and he grabbed me by the shoulders and said, "I can see you now." So that kind of inspired. I know I jumped off something about a Sunday. I'm a very I have a great relationship with the man upstairs, and I always give him shout-outs because he saved my life along with Charlie. So when this new album I wrote a song called "What Would Charlie Daniels Do?" And I knew Ted was a really close friend of Charlie. They used to do the All-Star Jam together, the Ted Nugent Jam, and I called Ted, and I said, "I put your name in a song, I hope you don't mind," and I sent it to him, and he called me back and said, "I want to play on this thing," and I said, I was hoping you'd say that. So we recorded down in Waco, and we just shot that music video, What Would Charlie Daniels Do? It was the #1 video in all genres, above Lady Gaga and everybody, which was kind of shocking, but we had a great time.
Well, you're going to definitely be very welcome here in Fayette County. We know that for a fact, and I do know that you have a patriotic. I don't want to say connection, or you want to be more like a patriotic celebration. And how does that connect with you in the working class in the country?
Oh man, I'm like Charlie. Charlie, he loved that red, white, and blue flag, and he loved our Constitution, and he backed our troops. And of course, my father was Air Force, my brother was Navy, my nephew was Marines, my brother-in-law went to Vietnam, my nephew went to Iraq twice. I have nothing but just respect for our soldiers and our first responders, our boys in blue, and so anytime I can give back to our soldiers, I do. So yes, I'm very patriotic. That's probably understating it, but yes.
You don't know, when I got the phone call, we both have a mutual friend, and his name is I call him Ohio Brett, but he is now Hula Bowl Brett. But anyways, actually, I'm going to be going to the Hula Bowl in January, I guess, according to Brett, and he's going to put some pads on me, and I guess I'm going to get to go out and get tackled. But anyways,
good luck with that.
I told him, I says, he wanted to know what I wanted to play, and I told him, I said, how about right guard, and that way, and we only throw the ball. And he said, when I'm on the field, that way I don't have to worry about that way I only have to worry about blocking. I don't have to worry about somebody getting underneath my ankles. But anyways, Brett and I are really good friends, and I know you probably have some stories about that also. And
I love Brett. We've done a lot of charity events together, raising money for some good causes, whether it be golf tournaments or concerts. And he's just a good guy, and anytime I see somebody giving back and paying it forward, for a good cause, I'm there. And Brett's one of the good ones.
And absolutely, and a lot of people. I can't even imagine what it was like driving around the country and sleeping in your car and going to churches and doing all these things that he did, and raising money for the right, like you say, for the right people, right things at the time.
Yes.
I mean, anybody can say, I don't know about him, but every dollar he collected, I guarantee you went to the right place. But anyway.
Oh, I guarantee that too.
You're going to be on a stage also with Retro Rodeo. That's that's kind of guys from like the Poverty Neck Hillbillies that started right here in Fayette County.
Killer.
And there's another local favorite here. His name is Nick Polito. He's gonna do some stuff for us that night also, and we got another big name, but we can't announce that, or the pack can't announce that until we finally get through the. We got a non-disclosure, but it'll get announced real soon.
He's a good one. I won't say who it is, but we've known each other for a long time, and it's going to be a great show.
It will be. I guess how important is it to you support rising and local country artists also? That's kind of where I was headed to with all this.
Oh, it's I wasn't always in the charts or on radio. I was a local band too, and I remember the guys. I got to open up for a lot of country stars back in the day, and I remember the cats staying on the side of the stage watching me play and giving me advice and helping me along. And one of the first guys to help me out was Johnny Cash, and I actually got to I didn't have a place to stay when I first came to Nashville. I was paying for $200 a month for a couch, and Johnny Cash's son was gracious enough to let me stay at their house with John and June. And John was one of those guys that really helped me out even long before I had my first song on the radio. So I try to pay that forward. And I mean, we're all doing the same thing. We're all just, singing songs and hoping to inspire people and inspire a feeling, whether it be a patriotic feeling or making them call their dad that they haven't talked to in forever and tell them they love them. So, man, I'm all about local talent, and I will hang out. And if they want advice from me, I'll be happy to give it to them, or I'll be happy to turn them on to try to help them get on radio. I mean, if they're good, they're good. We're all doing the same thing here, so I'm anxious to hear the local talent. I'm anxious to hang out with the people out there, and man, it's just good people are good people. That's all I got to say.
Have you ever played in Fayette County before? I guess I have to ask that. I believe you did, didn't you, one time at the Fayette County Fair?
I'm sure we did. I'm sure if there's a Ferris wheel and something served on a stick, I've played there. So I'm sure I've played that fair before.
Well, and I know you're excited about coming here because you called me like at 11 o'clock at night, and I put you through to the people that are taking care of this. But I thought that was really cool. Because most people don't, they're in bed. But but you also you were performing one day and you gave me a call, and I have to thank Brett for that. But what are you most excited about for the crowd in Uniontown? What do you think they? I guess that's I don't know if that's
from what I hear. It's going to be a crowd full of patriots and people that love our country and love the man upstairs. So anytime I'm surrounded by those people and we can get together and play, I'm all for it. I'm just looking forward to having a good time. And if it ain't a good time, I don't want to be there. And I've been told this is going to be a great time. So I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to playing and hanging out and just shaking hands and meeting people like I always do. Anytime I get the guitar in my hands, it's going to be a good day.
Well, we also want to we're going to try to get you out here on Friday night. We're going to try to get to maybe at least one place. Maybe we'll try to do two different places, and we can try out the wings and different things at the local establishments. And I think it'll be a good thing. I think it'll be a good thing.
I can't wait, man. I cannot wait. I want to take it in. I want the full experience.
Well, we're going to give you that because I'm going to get you I want to get you to the Youghiogheny River. It'll be a little cold to take a swim that day probably, but maybe we get to High Power. We'll get different places, and I really think that's what we need to do. But I guess you helped the Sound of Trick Pony. I read about this in the 90s, and you co-wrote massive hits like Pour Me and Just What I Do. Looking back, what stands out most for those early years?
Man, I was so young and just so, oh my gosh, I just didn't know, I didn't know what the heck I was doing looking back then, but I'm just so glad that I was lucky enough to write Poor Me and Just What I Do. I think I wrote 7 or 8 on that first Trick Pony album, and then 7, 8 on the next. And man, it was just off to the races, man. And I can't thank the man upstairs enough for this gift of music and the love for music, because I still, after all these years, still love it. Matter of fact, before I called you, I was up on the Brooks and Dunn bus. We were listening to songs, obscure songs from other artists that I hadn't heard of, and I was like, I love getting turned on to new music. I'm still a fan of music. I still love this. I'm not jaded at all. I love playing music, and looking back then of how much energy I had as a kid, and just recording with all my heroes that I've ever wanted to record with, and opening up for everybody, and being able to travel this great country and meeting folks from all over the place.
You know what?
I mean, it's been a blessing.
I will tell you, I've been blessed the same way. I've got to travel in every state. Now, this is going to sound really wild to you, but I've been in every state in the country except for 2. One of them is Idaho, and the other one is Oregon. And I ended up I was in Alaska, and I ended up having to come down to Washington and fly out of Seattle because there were some things that happened. But that's how I ended up in Washington, or it would have been 3. But when I used to get around the country, my wife would get mad at me. She says, I'd stop and we'd be at a rest area or a gas station or filling up a truck or whatever, and I always said hello to everybody. I didn't care who you were, and you know what? Just saying hello to people, and I get that feeling from you too. I'm getting that vibe, but you just walk up and say hello. How are you doing today? And most people will say, hey, I'm hanging in there. I'm doing the best I can, and that's what you got. But and I always ask them where they were from, and most people would tell you. And I think that's where you're that kind of guy. You're the kind of guy that stands around a water cooler and just the regular guy that stands there and says, I'll listen to this guy's problem just because, and then if there's something I can do about it, I'll help him out.
Yeah, my wife says I never met a stranger. I'm a big people person. I got in this business because I love people. I love learning, and I've learned that the more I talk, the less I learn. I like to ask a question, keep my mouth shut, and just listen to people. And that's kind of how I get all my song ideas. Not many come from my head. It's always somebody saying something. I'm like, golly, this could be a great song, and I write it down. So I love meeting people. It's the perk of my job, if you'd even call this a job. This is just fun to me.
I can't even imagine. You've got to be with legends, and you've got to help them write songs. You've got to help play with them. I mean, you've mentioned Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, also Hank Jr.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And many others that I probably haven't wrote down here. But is there a story or a moment with one of them that sticks out the most to you? And
gosh!
I think you might have already covered that with Charlie Daniels, but.
I tell you, one of my big. I mean, the Johnny Cash session. That whole day was just a in my memory bank. But I remember recording with Willie Nelson, and I wasn't supposed to record with Willie that day. But the producer called and said, "Hey, how close are you to an upright bass?" And I said, "I'm looking at one." And he said, "Well, Willie Nelson's at the studio and says he's supposed to record today, and we didn't have it on the books." And it was Grammy night. I remember that because Willie was nominated for 3 Grammys, and he invited me up on the bus, and we watched the Grammys, and he won, I think, 1 or 2 of them. And then we went in, and I got to play his guitar, that famous guitar. He named it Trigger. And I remember sitting there playing Trigger, thinking he was not in the studio yet. And then I felt somebody looking at me. I looked over my shoulder, and there's Willie Nelson. He goes, "You like it?" And I was like, "I love it." And he goes, "Sounds good." And then and then we went on to record a remake of Whiskey River. And, man, that whole day of being able to play with Willie, and of course my brother was a huge Willie Nelson fan, is a huge Willie Nelson fan. So I invited him to the studio, and Willie was nice enough to invite him up on the bus and say hey to him. And so it was just a great day. But recording with Willie was one of my bucket list things.
Okay, now I'm really going to ask you something that I'm going off. What is your favorite instrument to play?
Oh, good gracious!
I know you can play the upright bass, so I'll tell you what. You'll fit in Fayette County. I could probably play the jug with you.
Well, I mean, they're all different. They're all like children to me. It's hard to pick out your favorite kid. I like if I'm writing and recording or writing a song in my living room. It's usually a guitar, acoustic guitar, or a piano. But I have fun playing bass and upright and mandolin or whatever. As long as I'm just surrounded by really great musicians, it's anytime I get to just hang out with great musicians and play. It doesn't matter what's in my hand. I just love this business. I
never got to sit in with, but I got to visually be in. I was at a Marty Stewart concert, and of course it was in West Virginia. And when he broke that mandolin out, it was like the whole place went silent. I mean, nobody moved while he played the mandolin.
So,
and there was people. You look around, and there was people. There was tears coming down their faces because he could make that thing talk. I mean, it was
Marty. We were just talking about Marty Stewart up on the bus about how underrated of a mandolin player he is. I mean, he played with Flatt and Scruggs as a kid. I mean, he is truly a master of his craft and doesn't get the credit that he's due. I mean, his guitar playing, his mandolin playing, he's second to none.
Okay, got another question for you, and I'm going to have you back on several times because I like this. Anyways, do you have a favorite song?
Oh, my goodness.
It don't have to be one that you play. It could be one that you wrote.
Well, lately, I hate to think that one of mine is my favorite. Every night I get to get up on stage and of course, play with one of my favorite singers, Ronnie Dunn. And so when he sings I Believe, that's one of my favorite songs I think Brooks and Dunn's ever recorded. I Believe is just a masterpiece, and Ronnie sings. I get goosebumps every time he sings it, and I wish I would have wrote it. Another one is there's a Jamie Johnson song off of his Midnight Gasoline album called Someday When I Get Old, and I highly recommend everybody going to download Someday When I Get Old off the Midnight Gasoline album. That song tears me up.
Yeah, Jamie Johnson, I listen to him almost every day, at least one of his songs, he's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorites, but
he's a good friend. I mean, I just got married for my first time not too long ago in Jamaica at Johnny Cash's house up at Cinnamon Hill.
I was there.
And Jamie flew himself. Jamie's a pilot. He flew himself out there and was nice enough. He played me and my wife's first dance. So he's such a good friend. But man, what a talent! What a talent!
The other question I have to ask you, and that Aaron Lewis. What a powerful person he is. And when you wrote The Only One, did I have that right, or you helped write it?
Yeah, I co-wrote. Yeah, me and Aaron Lewis and Jeffrey Still wrote "Am I the Only One?" And then I co-produced that album. It was called "Frayed at Both Ends," and I think I co-wrote 5 songs on that album for Aaron.
I can listen to that song over and over and over again. I mean, it's just one of the ones you could just did you happen to get into? Was you part of the when they recorded it?
Yeah, I produced it. I was there.
Okay.
I told the guitar players what to play, and I helped arrange the string section that comes in after the second chorus, I think. I was there from start to finish on that thing. I remember when we wrote that in Aaron Lewis's living room, the first verse and chorus, and the second verse we wrote on his back porch. And I was out on the road opening shows for Aaron at that time, and we played, I think it was Atlanta. And he goes, "I'm thinking about doing Am I the Only One?" And he had written it out on paper. He didn't even know the words yet. And I was in the wings watching him play it, and by the second chorus, everybody was on their feet singing along. And I remember calling my wife, my girlfriend at the time, and called her, and I said, "You're not going to believe what I'm watching right now. I'm watching an arena full of people sing a song back to Aaron that they just heard for their first time." And it was just a magical moment. And Aaron came off stage, and he looked at me, and he said, "I think we wrote an anthem." And I said, "I think we did, too." And
he did.
And his producer, his record label head, was nice enough to put that out. And there's only been 9 songs to debut in #1 in Billboard magazine and Billboard charts since 1958, and that was the 9th song ever in history to debut at #1. So we made the history books, and of course, I don't think Aaron will ever get tired of singing that song till he passes.
I also know that you wrote a song about Mother's Day and to honor your mother. Your honor your mom.
Yes. I got called I recorded an album called I Got Roads, like I talked to about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But I lost my mother a couple years back, and about a month after my mom passed, one of my co-writing buddies, Dave Turnbull, who's just brilliant. He's such a great writer. He wrote Arlington for Trace Atkins. He called me up and said, "Are we going to write today?" And I was like, "Man, I canceled all my rights. I lost my mom." And he said, "Well, just come over and have some coffee then." And I knew I wasn't going to get out without writing a song with him. And he said, "Well, let's just what are you feeling?" And we started talking, and finally he talked me into picking up a guitar, and we started writing that song called "Missing How It Used to Be." And it's all about my mother, and the video's got my mom in it and my father in it. They're both gone. And the video starts off with a actual voicemail from my mom that I kept on my phone. And she was a great woman. But yeah, Missing How It Used to Be, and it did really well. I'll probably do that on the 25th. I'll have to pull that one out. Sing that one.
The other one, probably the last question I'm going to get to ask you because we're almost out of time. But if you could play with anybody that you wanted to, or you living or that is past, who would you have somebody that you would like to really play? I mean, that maybe somebody you never got to meet or got to play with. Is there somebody?
Somebody I never got to play with. Yeah, Merle Haggard. That's the one hero of mine that I've never got to record with. I got to meet him one time. And before, being a little kid, my dad was a guitar player. And I remember being 5 years old in my dad's yellow Cadillac. Before me and my dad had anything in common, we had Merle Haggard in common. We listened to Merle Haggard on 8 tracks. And I told Merle that story, and he said it made him feel old. But, I think I knew all the words to Haggard songs by the time I was 6 years old.
Well,
so that was one
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I said that's one I wish I could sit in a room with and write a song with and perform with and record with. That's the only one I think of my heroes I haven't been able to record with.
Well, that takes me back because I had a '74 Ford. Okay, that was the first truck I bought, and it had an 8-track player in it, and I used to play all kind of bluegrass, and a lot of people they made fun of me, but I often think I'd like to have that '74 Ford back because there was something about listening to bluegrass music in that truck. It was just unbelievable. I mean, I'd go to buy a tape and I'd buy a bluegrass tape or a country tape. But I love Marty Stewart. I do, and I think he's just one of the people. And of course, I like rock too, so I get along with that. Hey, Ira, it was great having you on. We're going to have you on again. Maybe we'll do a little bit when you get some more time. We're going to keep helping promote this for the October 25th, and I know that place is going to be packed.
Well, John, pleasure's mine, my friend, and all y'all listening, come out October 25th and say, hey, I'll stay till the last person leaves. And if you don't come out, you'll hear the stories in the morning because we're going to have a great time.
Okay. Hey, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.
All right, take care.
Okay. Got to close up. On this road called life, you have to take the good with the bad. Smile with the sad. Love what you got. Remember what you had. Always forgive, but never forget. Learn from your mistakes. People change. Things go wrong. Just remember the ride goes on. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless America. I am John Marietta. I am the Hillbilly. I'll see you at the Fayette County Fair.
Main Street Theater Company presents Anything Goes, live on stage at the State Theater Center for the Arts. Anything Goes is delightful, delicious,